Is all hyaline cartilage. At the ends of all your bones, you have cartilage, which is there mostly for protection, a little bit of buffer layer on your bones. So hyaline cartilage is the most abundant. And lacuna, like I said, is basically this little storage area that has empty space, and then that chondrocyte, the cell, is inside of that area. Elastic cartilage, these are the elastic fibers that are very stretchy, and you're going to basically find, like your ears, so they are very flexible. That would be a very flexible cartilage. They are made up of elastic cartilage. Probably the easiest or most common one to relate to. So elastic, very flexible. So think of your ears with elastic cartilage. Fibrocartilage, fibrous cartilage, lots of collagen again, lots of strength. It's a very strong tissue, and it's used a lot for shock absorption. So in your vertebrae, you have cartilage in between each individual vertebrae. Discs, they're called intervertebral discs. And as people age, sometimes this cartilage starts to wear away, and that can lead to back pain in older people. Or if someone has severe scoliosis, if you know someone with scoliosis and the spine isn't quite straight, it'll cause rubbing on those discs, and it'll cause that cartilage to wear a little bit quicker. So intervertebral discs, your knees also have fibrocartilage, and a little bit in your pelvic girdle or pelvis. So this type of cartilage, very important for shock absorption, so your bone does not touch another bone. Very good at what it does. It protects bones basically from rubbing on each other and absorbs shock from movement. Bone is considered a connective tissue. It's the most rigid, it's the strongest, and it's strong because it actually has salts, calcium in it. It also has collagen, but those salts make it a little bit stronger. The function of the skeletal system, or the bone, it supports the body. It gives a place for muscles to attach to. Your muscles have to attach somewhere in order to provide movement. Bone cells are called osteo. So osteo means bones. Cyte means cell. Osteoporosis deals with bone deterioration. Osteo means bone. So your bone cells also lie in these lacunae, which are just little, basically capsules that hold them. And then they're arranged in circles, and those circles are called osteons. And then they're going to have a central canal that they go around, and then little canaliculi that spread out from that canal. Bone does have a good blood supply, so if you break a bone, even if you break like your femur, a large bone, typically it heals fairly quickly compared to ligaments and things like that. If you break a bone, you're looking at, on average, 6 weeks. You tear a major ligament, you're looking at minimum 6 months. So there's a big difference. This is a diagram I would like you to know. So you might want to mark this one in your notes. So here, I'll actually look at the real picture. Here is this whole circle is an osteon. So here's that ring. This would be an osteon. Inside every osteon is a central canal, and that's a fairly large canal that runs right down the center. Then little, and they're blue on here, little bitty canaliculi, smaller little canals, are going to run in between or spread out throughout the bone. Osteocyte is going to be right in the center of your lacuna. And then, so here, up here, you're going to see where there's a dark black spot. That's going to be a lacuna. And inside of every one of those is going to be a bone cell. So this slide picture, I would suggest looking at that one. Another type of connective tissue, blood. Blood is very connective because it carries stuff all over your body. Blood is actually composed of specific elements suspended in a liquid called plasma. So your blood has a liquid portion called plasma. If you take out just the plasma, it's going to have a yellowish color to it. Inside of that plasma, it carries these elements that are red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Red blood cells, main function, carry oxygen throughout your body. White blood cells are very important for disease control, protection there. And platelets help to clot blood, especially if you damage something, have a cut, things like that. So blood's job is to transport things all over the body, and that's why it's considered a connective tissue. It's going to carry oxygen from your lungs to your toes. It's going to clot blood, you know, wherever needed. So it's considered a connective tissue because it very much connects one thing to another. Also carries nutrients from one place to another. Here to note, red blood cells, a little bit smaller, kind of donut shaped. They're thinner in the middle, that's why it appears white. White blood cells, for the most part, are larger than your red blood cells. So if you're looking at blood underneath a microscope, you will see thousands of red blood cells. You'll see less white blood cells. And then you'll see little fragments that are typically dark purple, and they'll be scattered about in the blood. So a platelet is like a broken part. It's not a whole entire cell. And there is the table that has everything on it. There again, a good review before the test. Gives the functions, where things are found at. So it's a reminder, elastic, yep, that's my ear, hyaline, end of the bones, in your nose, I didn't say that one. Hyaline cartilage makes up the cartilage part of your nose, and then bone, blood, they're all listed there. And that's where we'll stop for today.